I am K Panic, the Iron Game Cat. I am not 3 years old. I am over 12 because that's what Sony says. And this is Viewer Takeover.
This is Viewer Takeover. We film every Monday night. We bring it to YouTube every Tuesday. I really think this is going to be a Tuesday morning one, only because I'm going to go to bed right after this. I'm going to wake up. That's right, Tuesday morning. My name's Brian Powell from this channel right here, PSVR Without Parole, and the gentleman to my right, the boys, Dave from Dave Station VR.
Why, hello, sir. Hope you're having a good day, everybody out there watching Tuesday morning.
Hello, right back to you, Dave. And to our far right, AJ from the Underground, PSVR Underground.
What's up, Brian? What's up, Dave? What's up, Game Cats? Not the most exciting week, but we are going to make this week exciting because we got a lot going on despite no new games or anything.
Let's continue. What do we do on this show?
We like to
Brian?
thank a lot of people on this show, Dave, and the first person we want to thank is K-Panic for that awesome Viewer Takeover introduction. I would have given him the full name, but he goes by like 17 different names now, so I just figured we'd go right to the core. K-Panic, and whoever the mysterious child was in his living room. He didn't
I hope he
specify,
knows that kid.
Right?
I really hope he knows that kid.
It's like, hey kid, come in here. I want to film something.
I was going to say, K-Panic's a lot younger than I thought he was going to be.
I don't
sure.
think he should even be playing these games, let alone subscribe to YouTube.
Well, he said he did a disclaimer and said he was over 12, whatever, because that would be illegal.
If you want to introduce next week's Viewer Takeover, you're probably out of luck. I got a couple more in the queue, but send your introduction to get in the queue without parole at gmail.com. I just keep alternating the pointing fingers. Ha ha ha. But K-Panic's not the only person we want to thank this week. We also want to thank these people down here, the illustrious, fluffiest of the fluffy Patreon supporters who went to patreon.com/without parole.
Games.
Nice.
Get out of here!
That's right. Thank you, Tree Guy. And they're the ones giving us $1 or more every single month. And we love you for it. But AJ, who else do we want to thank besides everyone we just thanked?
We would also like to thank those who support us in another way by changing their name on YouTube or Google to something GameCat, something GameCat related, something GameCat adjacent, as you and something GameCat adjacent would like to say. And this week, we have 2 new GameCats to welcome to the GameCat Dojo. Starting with PJ, the hashtag GameCat.
All right. Hashtag in the name.
And two very important things to note about that. One, that's hotcakes. And,
Really?
Is it really?
And 2, we asked for more J's for last week. We asked for TJ's, BJ's, and he said, I'm a PJ.
OJs. I'm an OJ, yeah.
I want to know
That's
if that's Hotcake's actual initials.
I would say
I'm going to find you one day, Hotcakes.
for all the things he's changed his name to,
Yeah,
it would be a
it
weird
stands
thing if
for,
it wasn't.
It stands for Pancake Jacks. They're like, yeah, exactly.
We also have Thorns, the GameCat.
What do you think Thorns is? I don't know words.
Sounds intense. I mean, it's not a real word.
I probably
I
just
don't
made
think.
it sound intense. Probably really nice.
He probably
chill
goes
dude.
by Thorns the Game Cat. I'm Thorns the Game Cat.
He's the happiest game cat of the bunch.
Game Cat.
That's awesome. He actually didn't even put a hashtag GameCat. I just saw his comment. I was like, I don't remember ever giving this guy a shout out. So hopefully this is the first time we've ever shouted you out.
Shout out Thorns.
If you change your name to GameCat, hashtag GameCat in the comments below to show your support without parole, and we'll give you a shout out on next week's show. But Dave, what do we really do here on the show now that we've gotten all of the thank yous and congratulations out of the way?
Brian, I'm really glad that you asked because if I didn't tell you, we probably would not be able to get this show on the road, would we?
Never.
Okay, so we get some questions from the audience, which is you guys watching, the viewers, and then you take over the show. It's a viewer take. You guys, it's like a coup essentially, but we allow it to happen. So we collect your questions from the internet, either the Discord server, which has its own dedicated viewer takeover channel, where you can leave stuff, or just put a hashtag viewer takeover after any question on any YouTube video within the next week, and you might end up on this show. So, Brian, you want to take it away for question number 1?
Absolutely. The very first question comes to us from the Discord. From viewer
Okay.
Lipnux is excited for Hitman VR. You can change your name pretty frequently
I know
over on the
that guy.
Discord.
Yeah.
And he writes, hashtag viewer takeover like a pro. Given that IO Interactive is now independent and there are rumors that Sony is contacting everyone for exclusives now, not to mention the PSVR related Hitman promo art, do you think Hitman VR will be exclusive to the PlayStation brand?
Yes, at least temporarily. And then it could be one of those things too, where it's like Resident Evil 7, where they say, "Oh, it's just a timed exclusive," and then they still never get it. It's been like years and years and years. So I think Sony, like you said, is trying to put some money into. I mean, the whole console generation for PS4, they were getting those exclusives, making sure they stayed exclusives until way later. Like now, Horizon is on PCs and stuff like that, but they gave it a
running
few
super
good years.
smooth, I hear.
Yeah,
It's going
yeah, but
really
they
well.
make you wait for it. So I think it will definitely be at least a timed exclusive. I don't think it'll be a permanent exclusive for like ever, but I would say give it like 6 months, a year, somewhere in between that. Hopefully a year, but we'll see.
Timed exclusive makes the most sense because how successful the game is on PC. I originally
Yeah.
played the first one on PC, and they've always released these in like episode. They've had the 1 and 2, and then they've had the episodic different ones, like kind of spinoffs. Then it went back to being number 2. And yeah, it just, to me, it would be cool, but this is one where I'm like, I think it's probably in everyone's best interest to make this a timed, if anything, because like I said, the PC user base is very much part of the reason for that success. So I wouldn't want to take that from them.
Yeah, I think Lipnox makes an excellent point with the promo art. It seems like a strange thing to choose the PlayStation VR headset if you're not going to focus on PlayStation VR specifically, because they haven't said anything about even a timed exclusive, right? This is just like us speculating.
It barely said like anything at all.
Yeah.
Right.
They've said PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox, and then like PlayStation 1. I mean, I'm sorry, PlayStation VR 1 for PS4. So
Yeah. I just don't know if like this is one of those things that like Sony wants the edge on to like just to be the first to announce it and get everyone focused on PlayStation VR, because they've certainly done that before too. So anything's really possible right now. But like
I think if it did have PC VR support, I think we would have heard that by now. Or if it's going to have PC VR support at launch, obviously we would know that right now. So I think we haven't heard, hey, this is an exclusive, but all signs point to it being an exclusive, because Oculus would be announcing this if they could, and they're not. So
it's true.
I think they're going to have to wait. But I mean, they gave us Vader Immortal. I think at some point we ought to throw them a bone and give them some Hitman.
Yeah.
So
that's how that works, 1 for 1.
I think they've
Hitman
earned
is
Astrobot too.
huge.
They've earned
Hitman-
Astrobot at
They
this
have
point too.
they have not earned Astrobot. You should hear what
No?
they say about us
Okay.
when we're not listening.
I know. Well, if they give us Alex, they get Astrobot. It's a trade.
Can we talk just for a second about how this is? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think maybe for fans of the series, Hitman needed to be revitalized. But I mean, the last time I played a Hitman game, I was like, this is cool, and I really like what they were doing. But for it to be on a flat screen in third person, just felt like kind of antiquated to me. Certain games can get away with it. I think Horizon Zero Dawn and maybe Death Stranding, like these games work that way. But I think if you're gonna be a hired assassin, right, and you're gonna walk up to somebody and strangle them or floss their teeth, as AJ presumes, like I feel like it's almost important to make the player do it. Otherwise, it loses the impact of like of what you're doing, of what you're being paid to do. You go up and poison someone's drink. You don't walk up and hit square. Or you walk up and kill somebody and just hit triangle. I think giving you 2 move controllers and actually forcing you to make these actions, there adds quite a bit of impact to what you're doing, the seriousness of the nature of it.
You're making me think of something that I haven't considered before, which is that sometimes if a stealth game is designed for third person, that's an important design decision because it lets you see the world around you a lot better.
Right.
In terms of where is this guard walking? What is his patrol route? Is there going to be a guy around here? You have to have that spatial awareness. And I wonder if it's just going to become immediately much more difficult in VR because you're stuck with this. And if there's a guy around the corner, you don't have like a bird's eye view or a thing over your shoulder to rotate or whatever to get a look at him. You've got to actually walk up and like peek your head around.
Right.
So I wonder if they'll come up with some mechanic to offset that, like a little radar thing
Like
you
a
pop up in your
sensor.
hand, like a sensor, or some vision you tap on your, glasses, and you can see through walls or some shit. I am curious, also because Hitman 3 isn't out yet, so no one knows what the gameplay mechanics are.
Right.
So they could be doing stuff that is kind of VR oriented, baked into the way that you play Hitman 3 that nobody knows about yet. So I'm curious to see how that gets implemented.
I think first of all, stealth, like what Brian was saying, is kind of how I feel about every game, right? I mean, everything is better in VR. Just about everything is better in VR. So I don't look at it as much as like the appeal that Hitman had was like the missions and the things that it would make you do, the creative ways you could kill somebody, drown them in a toilet,
Right.
or
Lots of
distract
options.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many options, and they also reintroduced like the sandbox mode instead of like the linear paths and stuff. But um, you know, that to me, yeah, the fun is all in the creativity and stuff like that. I think it would just be enhanced by VR, like presentation wise. And it's always had this, it was never like super realistic, but they did have kind of go for this, like kind of trying to feel realistic. And that's just one more thing to make it more immersive, to enhance the experience. I'm really excited about this, guys. I think this is going to be, I love the, having the huge, if there's like a big sandbox environment. That was one thing that we loved about, tell me, uh, the Rockstar game, LA Noire, VR Case
Oh
Files.
yeah.
And if it's something like that, but with like more people and, not, and like all this different stuff, it's going to be amazing, man.
What you see in here in the background is me putting Hitman 2 in my cart right now because it's 80% off on PSN on sale. And I think it will still be when you guys see this tomorrow. It's like $11.99. And one thing that they said that we've talked about before is that you can import levels from this into Hitman 3. So I
Make
think
sure you buy the season pass while you're at it. It gives you a couple extra levels, and it's only $8. So basically, you're saving $80 by buying it while it's on sale right now.
That's awesome.
Might as well go ahead and do it.
So the other thing I would say is I haven't played Hitman lately, so I'm kind of excited to dive in and check out a few levels to know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
So yeah, go
Stealth is
go
so
grab
much
that while you
fun
can, guys.
in VR.
Yeah.
It's a little slower paced. It's not like action packed, like jumping out of windows, blood and truth style. It's a little slower paced, but there are these like, it's more like the quality of the kill versus the quantity of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think as far as the stealth elements are concerned, I think just the option to be in VR is going to change so much about the way you play it. Going back to Dave's point about sometimes being in third person gives you a little bit more flexibility and freedom to see what's going on around you. I think with this, you get headphones on, you get some 3D audio going, you're really listening for footsteps. You're really able to really kind of, if you're crouching and like looking out around the corner, like you can actually do these things that don't require any camera manipulation. Maybe you'll be able to like look underneath things. I always remember like one of the first levels of Metal Gear Solid 1 when you're crawling underneath the tank and you see the guy's feet walking by, and I was like, oh, and it actually switches into first person for that. Like if you're already in first person, these are the things that you will see that you wouldn't actually see in third person mode. So I do hope they bake these things in inherently, knowing that this was going to be a VR game. And hopefully all the levels you can import. I don't know if they're going to make any changes for the VR version, but it would be pretty cool if they kept those things in mind. All right, you guys, think it's maybe time for the next question?
Oh, absolutely. AJ, you want to grab this one?
Yes, Hudson from Viewer Takeover writes #Viewer Takeover, says I first played No Man's Sky years ago on flat screen PS4. Me too. Enjoyed it, but felt like it was missing something. When the VR patch arrived, that was the magical missing ingredient. I recently tried No Man's Sky on PC flat screen. It looked amazing, but it does not compare with playing it in VR. In fact, it simply feels boring in flat screen mode. After experiencing it in glorious VR, is this the way forward for VR games, converting existing great games from flat screen to VR? I know this has already been done somewhat, but there are so many great games out there that would be amazing in VR. What are your thoughts? just talking about Hitman seemed like a good
Yeah, that's a
kind of.
perfect segue. I mean, No Man's Sky, I think it was missing something at launch, but the magical missing ingredient was a lot more than just VR with No Man's Sky. I want to say that because since launch, there's so much more to make it why it's exciting now to be in VR. So just to clarify that one, but I mean that is obviously a really good way forward because it got people back into No Man's Sky who could kind of now appreciate like, oh wow, look how far they've come, look how much there is to do in this game, when they had kind of written it off previously.
Well, also
So for
people that
them, yeah, go ahead.
sorry. Also, people that never had an interest in No Man's Sky before can jump in now and
Yeah.
probably love it. You know.
Exactly. So, I mean, No Man's Sky is always hard to compare to anything else, really, if we're having a discussion like this. It's sort of its own animal in the gaming landscape. Like, as far as conversions into VR goes, I mean, I think, is it the way forward? I don't know. Is Skyrim VR the way forward? People like it, but would anyone say it's the way forward? I don't think I would. I think games that are designed with VR in mind from the ground up, or games that go through an intensive process like No Man's Sky did of redesigning all of the mechanics around virtual reality, then that works. I mean, that's always a good idea. But I think just shoving a game into VR doesn't necessarily spell the path forward for what we need to ask for as consumers or what we want to play. But what do you guys think?
I think building things from the ground up for VR is asking a little bit much for like AAA experiences, at least at this point. We know, we're getting certain things here and there. We've gotten certain things here and there, but it seems like more often than not, tornado's climbing my leg right now. More often than not, with the AAA experiences come from a VR patch for an already released game or a game that's already being released as a flat game. And honestly, like I would say, yeah, the way forward is absolutely these things. There's been so many games that came out on PlayStation 4, even PlayStation 3 over the last 10 years that we've been asking for VR versions of for the last 4 years. The problem is that no one's listening. Right, no one's listening, or they don't think it's worth their time, or they don't think anyone's going to buy it. Which all these things are totally a possibility. But the number of times we've asked for BioShock and Alien Isolation and countless other games, and just it's falling on deaf ears. So, is that the way forward for like an easy adoption into VR? I think so, because asking for more than that is asking for a little bit much. I don't know. I just feel like it's an issue that's just. This is the easy answer, and no one's taking the easy route. So if no one's taking the easy route, then no one's going to take the hard route, if that makes any sense.
So I kind of agree with both of you. In one way, it is really important to have that built from the ground up. You see the difference in quality overall. That being said, I'm the guy that was like, bring Crash Bandicoot back and bring back all these different games, and they just kind of remastered them, and they were the same exact games. If for me, if it's between having a game that's not built from the ground up in VR, but is like a classic, a game that maybe I didn't get to play in time, or I never got to finish, or never really understood, like Borderlands 2, for example, with the aim support, like I am all for remaking 100, just as many of these older classic games as much as possible, bringing them, even if they have some limitations in terms of like menus, stuff like that, integration. I would absolutely prefer them, like Dave said, to have that care that No Man's Sky had, and just the execution of it. But that being said, I will 110% take BioShock, System Shock, whatever shock. Give it to me in VR, and I will be happy. I don't care.
Like, what the hell's going on with? Nothing was more infuriating than seeing the Crash Bandicoot Crash Team Racing got remastered, but no VR support. I was like, you spent all of this time to make one of the greatest car racing games, and bring it into the PS4 era, but then you didn't. I say simple. You didn't make the simple move of bringing it into VR. But I mean, seriously, It was a PlayStation 1 game that you remastered. Like, somewhere along the line, could have been like, we could totally do this in VR, and it might not be that big of a deal. That was infuriating. That was absolutely infuriating. I still think that would be an easy port.
That's not the first one that comes to mind. First of all, I think it would probably make a lot of people sick. Secondly, that game is a lot about like seeing the characters, like seeing them and stuff.
Dude, I
And
would take big fuzzy orange hands on the steering wheel. That would be adorable. I'll be crashing
would-
first person. Dude, we're the ones who were championing touring carts, right? Touring carts is a super budget kart racer.
Yeah.
So fuck making
Yeah.
people sick, man. Make us sick. Give us a high quality AAA kart racer, man. Like something that we love from an awesome franchise.
yeah, they probably. I mean, again, I forget who makes those, but like I said, I'm all for that. Again, I 110% for that, but I would be all about something like Hitman first. Something that really is just that extra immersion. Like, hey, this makes sense.
Yeah. Luckily, we're getting that.
Yeah.
Very
Good
good.
news.
All right,
All
is it
right.
time to move on?
Final question.
Nice.
And I'll take this one. This one comes from Corix, the Game Cat, on Discord, aka Supertramp Yuki, aka well, that's actually his name in Dreams. And this is a question about dreams.
Nice.
Because he's been making dreams, AJ's been making dreams. We're
That's
all
his
talking about
PSN handle.
dreams. That is his PSN name. So hashtag viewer takeover. He says, weird dreams in VR are my favorite thing about dream surfing. Have you found anything weird? Yes, absolutely. I've found a lot of very strange things. I'm going to jump in and steal the obvious one here and say Sinfeld Chronicles is one of the weirdest games I've ever played, but highly, highly entertaining. And definitely something you got to check out if you haven't already. And then, like, Fish Laser is so weird, but I fucking love Fish Laser, even though it's like 20 seconds long. It's just so nice. There's something off about it in the best way.
I love the animation, how it almost looks like claymation or stop animation.
Like stop motion claymation. Yeah, it's really cool.
That is one of my favorite things about it. And segue, Wargarble actually sent me, the creator of Fish Laser, and Me, which is also a great game.
Yeah.
Really weird, really awesome, beautiful and fun
Much
to play.
longer too. Yeah, it's like a 15-minute game as opposed to a 20-second game.
He's definitely one of the top creators right now, but he sent me a VR experience called The Trip VR, and it's not fully optimized. He told me like some of it is like little slightly blurry in places, but oh my god, this is like what a PS5 looks like. I mean, this to me looks like PS5 graphics, and I was just I was walking through this. You just walk from the start to the finish, and everything changes, as you can imagine. It's about as weird as it gets, but it is stunning in the way that it looks. It looks absolutely incredible, and you totally got to check it out. It's called The Trip VR.
Awesome. Yeah, that's on my list now.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, there's an infinite list of games to talk about when it comes to weird dreams. I don't think I've found anything normal in dreams yet. In fact, that's the greatest thing about it. It's like somebody goes, "I have this weird idea," and here it is. It's 14 seconds long, but here's my weird idea, and you get to try it out and then move on to something else. So
did you see the one with the thumbs dancing in the train?
Love the thumbs.
Oh, I haven't
it's
seen
so
that yet.
crisp. It's so crisp, and
It
the
looks
animation is incredible. And every thumb is animated a little bit differently. Their eyes are moving at different ways, and it's like so silly, but it's incredibly rendered. And really weird. Yeah.
Do we know what it's called?
Something with thumbs. Just look up the
Something
thumb
thumbs.
things. You'll find it. It's got like a thumb with eyes and a mouth.
That-
You'll know it when you see it. I think you'll know it when you see it.
Now these are some amazing ones. There are some stuff of nightmares that have been created.
Oh yeah,
too,
for sure.
that you gotta watch out for. I think what's that? Where the bad puppets go is probably the most disturbing thing I've ever seen in my life. Since like most disturbing thing since Meet the
Fuckers.
No, Meet the Feebles.
Oh,
like
I think I saw that one.
It's like this puppet movie, and it's just puppets, man. Why are puppets so bad?
Again, the great thing about dreams, it's like every time you take a turn, there's something else weird. That's what I love. Even normal things, even normal games you play, you're like, there's always something in somebody's normal dream creation that you've just never seen before. Because you're like, oh, this guy's not, worried about what his coworkers think about his project or his art design or his concept. He's not worried about publishers not publishing it because of whatever's included. It's just, I want to make this fucking weird ass game, and here's my weird ass game, and there's hundreds of them. So I don't have a specific example, but man, it's constant. It's literally constant. And if you're not checking out dreams, then you're insane. Does that cover
Agreed.
it?
I think that covers it.
All right, Dave, you want to talk about movie night?
Yeah, let's talk about movie night. So we're doing a new thing on the Discord. That's I think it's going to be Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's tentatively, but that's when we did it this first time around. I think we'll do it the second time. This next weekend, which will be, let's see what date that is. Be the 16th of August, 9 p.m. Eastern. And it was great the first time around. I tagged people in the Discord, and we had like 15 or 20 people hanging out for most of the whole movie, and everybody was respectful, and we talked a little bit, had a good time, but I think everybody enjoyed seeing Battle Royale, which is our first inaugural movie. And
it was a lot of fun. 16 people just crowded in the voice chat. And we keep the talking. You can still hear the movie and everything.
Yeah,
we keep the talking to a minimum. But there's
the
lots
best
of
part about it.
reactions.
The best part about it too is, unlike a normal movie theater, if somebody's talking too much and you don't like it, there's a little slider and you can turn their volume down, or you can mute that person. And the other thing is, I'm still showing trailers. I'm still showing the Regal roller coaster.
Yes.
So you get
Super
the full
immersive.
movie-going experience. We hang out, we pick some trailers together, get the whole thing going, wait for people to show up. So it was a lot of fun last time around, and I hope we can make it a recurring thing. I don't think we've figured out 100% what the movie is for this upcoming week, but we will let you guys know on the Discord absolutely before that happens. So definitely come through. If you don't know about Discord, it's in the link below, and really easy to hop into voice chat. If you got a microphone, just click the thing and you're in pretty much. So I look forward to seeing you guys in movie night, Sunday at 9 p.m.
All right, guys. Make sure you send your viewer takeover intro to withoutparole@gmail.com. Make sure you hit us on patreon.com/withoutparole.
Games.
Oh, you did it twice. Thanks, Dave. For just $1 or more every single month. Make sure you change your name to GameCat. Then let us know in the comments below by writing #GameCat so we can give you a shout out on next week's show. And of course, if you want to leave a viewer takeover question, you can leave it in the Discord, viewer takeover channel, or down below in the comments, you can leave #viewer takeover, all one word, with your question or your comment, and we'll be certain to find it. And maybe, if you're extremely unlucky, we'll talk about you on next week's show.
This Thursday, just want to let everyone know we have Mark from Skydance Interactive going to be joining us.
Yes.
So, top 25 list should be done by then, hopefully by tomorrow. And so congratulations to them. We'll be celebrating with them after. So, like I said, big party this week. Doesn't matter if there's no releases.
Absolutely. So as you may or may not know, Saints and Sinners got #1 on our top 25 list. So it's going to be awesome.
Don't tell them, Dave. Don't tell them.
They were there for the show. They were there for the show.
Yeah, but no one was there for the whole show. That's for sure.
That's true. Well,
I wasn't even there for the whole show.
Yeah.
You
can edit that part out if you want.
What's that? No, we're keeping it off.
I was just kidding.
Okay.
I was just kidding, man.
Nothing gets edited out.
It was public. Everybody knows.
All right. We also want to thank all of our moderators who keep this ship afloat amid all the chaos. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you very much for all the hard work you put in to making us look better than we are. Thank you very much. That's it. Make sure you subscribe to Dave over at Dave Station VR. Make sure you subscribe to AJ over at The Underground, PSVR Underground. Follow all of us on Twitter. All of us. But if you don't want to follow me or Dave, make sure you follow AJ. First and foremost, thank you, Dave. Thank you, AJ. This was Viewer Takeover. My name is Brian. Fucking did that backwards, and we're out. This is Viewer Takeover. We film. I hate doing this. I do it every single time. I'm gonna do it again though. This is Viewer Takeover. We film every Monday night. We bring to YouTube every Tuesday. I feel like this is gonna be a Tuesday morning one, but anything's possible.
Easy like Tuesday morning. Ooh.
You want to start this one over?
I think it goes.
Yeah.
Like Sunday
Let's start this one over.
Starting this one over. We'll use that for the outro.